Welcome back to KyTalks. It's Key be talking. I wanted to talk about this subject that was very interesting that it came up. Somebody asked me a question why I left the current situation that I was in, and I expressed that my spirit was not right. Like, it did not sit well in the environment, and I decided to go. I don't know if anybody's ever been in a situation like they know that their spirit doesn't sit well in that environment. And the more that they stay, the more like they feel their souls like not being completed, and you're not feeling how you're supposed to feel. I've been in plenty of situations, in my lifetime where I felt like I've been in situations more than I was supposed to be. And at the time, I didn't realize what it was. I was just going through the motions. Like, why don't I feel the way I'm supposed to be feeling? The fact that I was in this situation and I knew my soul wasn't sitting right and my spirit wasn't sitting right in my environment, I decided to leave. Everybody obviously had something to say about it, but at the end of the day, I chose me first because I didn't want to continue to feel like that. And another thing, I'm bringing it up because I had a dream about me, while I was in this environment, and there was a demon present as I was asleep. So with that being said, I'm laying there. I guess I'm asleep, I'm dreaming, I don't know, but it was dark, and I was laying across the demon's lap, right? And my son was close to the door. And there was another child. I'm not going to disclose the child's name, but the child was there. The child was trying to get my son's attention. And I kept, as I'm laying down, I kept trying to look to see, what's going on. And the demon kept trying to push my head back into his lap. I'm like, what the heck? So I'm like, all right. So I'm trying not to freak out, but at the same time, I lifted my body up enough to where I could see what was going on. And I couldn't really see too much. But then I just remember, trying to get up from the demon's lap, and the demon put its mouth on my back and sucked up, I guess, my spirit like that. And then I didn't understand what the dream was about. I couldn't put two and two together. But as time went on, I started to realize that my soul was being sucked out in that environment. And how I knew it was being sucked out in that environment is because my face started to I was getting bags. It was black. I did not look like myself. I didn't feel like myself. I had no energy to do anything. The energy was just super bad. So we go through a lot of tests in life, and I just felt like that was another test for me to see if I was going to stay in the same situation that I knew wasn't good for me, just for the other person's sake, because they thought that their, I guess, well-being was going to help me out when I already knew my game plan. But that was just a test for me, and I passed. A lot of people are going to question, oh, why did you leave, and this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, I left for myself and my kids, because I can no longer and will no longer stay in a situation where my spirit is not okay. Think about waking up in the morning, you can't really get up because of the situation, you don't even want to be there. So you're just you're drained. And that's how I was. Given my situation too, I could say that played a part, but I know the difference between feeling something physically and feeling something spiritually. Being spiritually drained of my energy. But I just found it a little weird that when the person asked me why I left, and I explained that my spirit didn't sit well in the environment, that was the end of the conversation. Nobody wanted to get deep into that conversation, but it's okay. I'll let you know why I didn't stay. This is probably for anybody who's ever been in this situation or is in this current situation right now, that their spirit's not sitting well. You don't feel yourself. You know that you can thrive better than what you have been. Why you've been in that situation or environment. If your spirit don't sit right somewhere, you can get up and go. Ain't nobody gonna stop you. The only person that's gonna stop you is yourself. And you don't want to stop yourself because in your soul, in your spirit, in your heart, this is not where you're supposed to be. That's how I feel too, my living situation. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to be in a certain state, and I will not address the state until I get there. But I feel like I'm supposed to be in a certain state, and then I know that I will be fulfilled. But until I get there, we're gonna figure it out. But y'all, like I said, this is probably for someone whose spirit is not sitting right where they are. Just listen to yourself. Getting up and leaving is not like gonna happen like this, so you have to have a plan. But yeah, I just want to express that. So thank you for listening to KyTalks. Keep you lit, keep you talking.